How to Be Healthy When You're 90. This is a book review of the book Outlive. How can we push our lifespan and health span to the greatest degree we're capable of? Let's say you're 40 and you want to live to not just to be 90, but to be in good health and to be fairly functional in old age. Then you need to also consider your physical decline as you age. And you need to start preparing your body today to have enough left in the tank when you reach that age. It's funny how people do a lot of retirement planning to ensure that they have enough funds in their 401k at 65, but very few people plan for their bodies when they're 65 or 70 or 80 or 90. Just like how you're actively building a giant nest egg of funds that carry you through your golden years, you should be working on building a body of muscle and health that will carry you through your golden years. But first, let's talk about the 4 horsemen of death that this book talks about. If you want to avoid cancer, dementia, type 2 diabetes, and cardiovascular disease, which are the 4 horsemen of death, then there are some specific things that you can do today to minimize your risk exposure, which includes elements of diet, exercise, and sleep. According to Peter Attia, exercise is the biggest elixir for brain health, beyond even that of sleep and nutrition, which is super important. That's because exercise impacts so many of your bodily systems like glucose disposal, insulin sensitivity, inflammation, and it produces growth factors for neurons, BDNF, and more. So the most important thing that you can do for your brain health is to exercise. This book will go over this and much more. Now, I want to be realistic. Will this book give you the secrets to live till 150? Probably not. Unless there's some major medical breakthrough, it's probably not going to give you that answer. This book is also not like typical biohacking books out there either. What this book is, it's a collection of research studies from a prominent medical physician who has studied the relationship between age and health longevity extensively, and how you can be on the optimal side of that relationship. After all, time is the limiting factor for all of us. Time is the greatest equalizer. So if you want a great manifesto on how you can live better and longer that challenges conventional medical thinking on aging, then I highly recommend this book. I found this book really fascinating, and I've been following Dr. Peter Attia for a number of years on social media, so definitely recommend reading Outlive. I really enjoyed reading this book. I got tons of value out of this book. I hope you guys will as well. I hope you guys enjoyed this quick little book review, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.
This is Outlive by Peter Attia, The Science and Art of Longevity. First, physically, the book is, as you can tell, it's pretty big. It's over 400 pages long, but the good thing as well is that there's a lot of room for the words to breathe on the page because the font is big. The font is big, as you can tell here, and there's a lot of white space. And there's also these little footnotes here that take up some space as well. There is this paper sleeve. If you take off the sleeve, let me just take this off. There's Peter Attia right there. There's this chrome little embossment here, same as here on the not the sleeve, excuse me, the spine. I don't know if they have a paperback version, but the hardcover is pretty cool. Let me just put this aside. As far as the content goes, if you're into biohacking or even if you're into the subject of longevity, it's gonna be one that you're gonna keep, and that's what makes it good because it's a hardback or a hardcover. It'll last, and you want it to last because you're gonna want to read this over and over again. First read through, I think the part that was really most impactful for me, actually, to be honest, there's a lot of different things here. There's a lot of things that I will need to take more notes on, but it talks about fasting. It talks about what to eat when you're not fasting, of course, when you're breaking your fast, sleep. It's kind of like a distillment of a lot of other books out there, like How Not to Die, and a lot of different topics as well covered from the Andrew Huberman podcast, which I initially found Peter Attia from. Overall, as far as this book, definitely recommend if you are into anything about biohacking, and if you're the type of person as well who doesn't want to use so much medication or pharmaceuticals, this is going to help give you some alternative ways to improve yourself, improve your body, and improve some of those ailments that a lot of people face. High blood pressure, some diseases, Alzheimer's, cancer, a lot of mental things as well, anxiety, stress, a lot of different things, as you can tell, sleep. So overall, I really like this book. I like the author. I like the content. It reads really easy, and definitely do recommend this book.
That's what this book is really all about. It's not just about, hey, how do you live longer? It's about how do you live better. And that's one of the things I really liked about this book. The strategy to get there isn't super surprising. At the end of the day, you need to be exercising, you need to be eating the right food, and you need to be getting enough sleep and taking care of your mental well-being. One of the points that he makes is, there's been a lot of discourse about like, oh, is it better to do cardio? Is it better to do these sort of endurance-based exercises? Or are you better doing, strength training, weight training? And his argument is like, hey, there's value in both. You should realistically do both. And I thought that was a really valuable point, a really good takeaway, and is something that I've tried to incorporate in my own workouts, as I do tend to focus a little bit more on those cardiovascular endurance-like events. In terms of food isn't so much something that's going to, take you to the top 10, 25%, but it can definitely drag you down and cause significant long-term health problems. And so getting your diet under control, and for those in America, decreasing that calorie count is where we probably need to go, given that the standard American diet is so heavy on calories. Yeah, so there you have it. This is Outlive. I really like this book. I think it's a good reminder, a good refresher on what it is you need to prioritize in your own life. I think if you go into it with an open mind, you're going to leave with some probably resolutions, new goals that you can look to apply in the coming months, coming years, and hopefully allow you to live a longer, healthier life.
Here we have Outlive by Peter Attia. This right here is probably one of the best medical books that I've read, and I'm not in the medical field, right? But it hits people, if you're in the medical field, or if you're just, a simple scholar like myself. This right here is going to walk you through the 4 horsemen, what is going to basically kill most people in life, how to beat the 4 horsemen, different things you can do day to day, a different way of thinking about medicine. Usually it's just like, hey, here's the cure, you got these symptoms. This kind of treats your body like a car, like you're PMing, you're maintaining your body throughout life instead of getting to a point, no, something's breaking down. This teaches you how to, hey, like this is what you need to do. These are certain practices. He also has workouts and stuff that you can follow. And this is one of the most eye-opening books to try to be in a centennial. Live to be 100, right?
Customers find the book well-rounded, with good content. They appreciate the useful information and outstanding advice. Readers describe the book as wonderful and a keeper. They say it's worth every penny and actionable. However, some find the length too long with extraneous information and repetition. Opinions differ on the difficulty of applying the information. The key points gained after reading the book Outlive: The Science and Art of Longevity are as follows. 1. Lifespan and health span should go hand in hand, emphasizing that a long and quality life requires good health, not just increasing numerical age. 2. Major diseases affecting lifespan and health span include diabetes, metabolic diseases, Alzheimer's, cancer, and cardiovascular diseases, important non-communicable diseases in today's era. 3. The essential concept for quality longevity is Medicine 3.0, focusing on primary prevention to detect and manage diseases early. 4. Proactive healthcare for a long health span and lifespan emphasizes prevention over reaction, addressing health before illness occurs. 5. Developing health span involves adjusting 5 key aspects: physical activity, nutrition, sleep, emotional management, and drug/hormone supplementation. 6. Individuals at high health risk, identified through genetic screening or specialized lab tests, should seriously adopt healthy behaviors to reduce future risks. 7. The content in general is about adjusting health behaviors. It is similar to nonfiction health books. If you have read them before, the concept of care is almost no different. What is different is that it emphasizes screening for high-risk groups and providing proactive care for this group, managing from the beginning. In real life, testing according to this concept is still difficult. It can only be done by people with money, so there is a high inequality. And there is no medical or research data to support this concept. Even though it has a good rationale, the book says it is both science and art, the science and art of longevity. 8. The missing part of healthcare, according to the concept of Medicine 3.0, is the prevention of infectious diseases or communicable diseases, which many diseases are preventable, such as COVID, influenza, pneumococcal bacteria, dengue fever, hepatitis A, B, hemorrhagic fever, etc., by using vaccines or drugs. But the author ignores this important point. Not sure if it is because of the commercial issue or not. Because if you recommend getting vaccinated to prevent diseases, it may make the anti-vax group feel anti this book. The author does not touch on this point, which is also important in increasing lifespan along with health span, especially for the elderly. As you get older, your immunity to various diseases decreases, and you are more likely to get infected. 9. Some content conflicts, such as criticizing observational research limitations while selectively using similar studies. Confirmation bias may be influencing the author's perspective. 10. The book may give off an influencer vibe, sharing personal health practices and encouraging readers to follow the author's health program, potentially for commercial purposes. In conclusion, the belief that lifespan and health span should align is shared, but the significance of a meaningful and purposeful life is crucial.